Commander Hyunwoo walked slowly around the big metal table in the war room. The lights above made everything look cold and scary. On the table was a small device that showed pictures in the air. The pictures showed spaceships that looked very different from human ships. 3 days ago, something changed everything for Earth. The device had received a message from far away in space. The message was not friendly. Lieutenant Sujin sat at her computer. Her hands were shaking a little bit. She had been the first person to hear the message from the aliens. "Sir, they call themselves the Galactic Empire," she said to Commander Hyunwoo. "They have sent the same message to every city on Earth. The message was simple but scary. The Galactic Empire told humans that they must give up their planet. They said humans had to become slaves. If humans said no, the Galacts would destroy everyone on Earth." Commander Hyunwoo looked at the alien ships in the pictures. They were huge, much bigger than any ship humans had ever built. The ships looked like they could destroy entire cities with one shot. "How many ships do they have?" asked Commander Hyunwoo. "Our scouts counted 600 ships, sir. They are waiting just outside our solar system," answered Lieutenant Sujin. Commander Hyunwoo felt his stomach drop. Earth had only 200 ships that could fight in space. Most of them were small and not very strong compared to the alien ships. Admiral Minho Kim entered the room. He was the top military leader for all of Earth. His face looked tired and worried. Behind him came Captain Dayun, who commanded Earth's biggest and strongest ship called the Harmony. "The World Council is meeting right now," said Admiral Kim. "Leaders from every country are deciding what to do. Some want to surrender. They think we cannot win against so many alien ships." Captain Dayun looked angry. "Sir, we cannot just give up our planet. These aliens have done this before. They take over planets and make the people into slaves. They have destroyed anyone who said no to them." Commander Hyunwoo nodded. He had read the reports. The Galactic Empire had taken over 47 different planets. Each time they sent the same message: give up or die. Most planets gave up without fighting. "What about the planets that did fight back?" asked Commander Hyunwoo. Captain Da-eun's face became very serious. "They do not exist anymore, sir. The Galacts destroyed everything. Every city, every person, everything." The room became very quiet. Everyone knew what this meant. If Earth said no to the Galacts, they might destroy all humans everywhere. Lieutenant Sujin's computer made a beeping sound. "Sir, I am getting a call from the World Council meeting." The big screen on the wall turned on. President Sung-ho appeared. He looked very tired, but his eyes were strong and determined. "Admiral Kim, the World Council has made our decision," said President Sung-ho. "We have talked for many hours. Some leaders wanted to surrender to save lives, but we all remember what happened to the other planets that gave up. The aliens still killed many people and made the rest into slaves." "Admiral." Kim stood up straight. "What are your orders, Mr. President?" "We are sending our answer to the aliens right now," said President Sung-ho. "We will not give up our planet. Earth belongs to humans. If they want our world, they will have to take it from us." Commander Hyunwoo felt proud, but also very scared. He knew this meant war with aliens who had much better weapons and many more ships. Far away in space, High Commander Vex of the Galactic Empire received the human message. Vex was tall and thin with gray skin and big black eyes. He had conquered many planets before. He had expected humans to be scared and give up quickly. Vex read the human message again. It was very short. "We reject your offer. Earth belongs to humanity. If you want it, come and take it." Vex started to laugh. No species had ever said no to the Galactic Empire before. All the other planets had surrendered as soon as they saw the Galactic ships. "Sub-Commander Cole," called Vex to his assistant, "prepare the attack fleet. This will be easy and quick." Sub-Commander Cole looked at the reports about Earth. "Sir, the humans have some spaceships, but they are very weak compared to ours. Their weapons cannot hurt our shields." "Good," said Vex. "We will destroy a few of their cities from space. Then they will beg us to stop. They will surrender just like all the others." But Vex did not understand humans very well. He thought they would be scared and give up quickly. The Valaks had fought many different alien species, but they had never fought humans before. Back on Earth, Commander Hyunwoo looked out the window at the night sky. Somewhere up there, alien ships were getting ready to attack his home planet. He thought about his family and all the people on Earth who were counting on him and other soldiers to protect them. We may not have the best ships or the strongest weapons, Commander Hyunwoo said quietly to himself. But we have something they do not understand. We will never give up our home. The war was about to begin, and neither side knew how it would end. The Valaks ships appeared near Mars like dark shadows against the stars. High Commander Vex stood on the bridge of his flagship, looking at the red planet through the big window. Mars had a human space station orbiting around it with thousands of people living and working there. This will be simple, Vex told his officers. We destroy their station and they will see how powerful we are. Then Earth will surrender. Sub-Commander Cole checked his weapon systems. Sir, the human station has no strong shields. Our plasma cannons will destroy it in minutes. Captain Da-un watched the alien ships from the bridge of the Harmony. She could see them on her screen, moving slowly toward Mars Station like hungry wolves. Her hands were tight on the controls. All human ships, this is Admiral Kim, came the voice over the radio. We cannot let them destroy Mars Station. Those are our people up there, we fight for them. Captain Da-un looked at her crew. They all looked scared but ready to fight. You heard the Admiral. Let's show these aliens what humans can do. The battle began when the Valaks ships fired their plasma cannons. Bright blue beams of energy shot across space toward Mars Station. The station's shields flashed and sparked, but they were not strong enough. Parts of the station exploded in balls of fire. Captain Taemin commanded a small human destroyer ship called the Defiance. He watched as the alien weapons cut through human ships like they were made of paper. His friends were dying all around him. Their shields are too strong, Captain Taemin said to his crew. Our weapons cannot hurt them. But Captain Taemin had an idea. If their weapons could not hurt the alien ships, maybe they could hurt them in a different way. All power to engines, Captain Taemin ordered. We are going to ram their flagship. His crew looked at him with wide eyes. Sir, that will destroy our ship too, said his weapons officer. I know, said Captain Taemin, but if we can take out their command ship, maybe we can save some lives. The Defiance turned toward the biggest Valak ship and flew straight at it. The alien ship fired at the small human destroyer, but Captain Taemin kept flying forward. The Defiance crashed into the Valak's flagship and both ships exploded in a huge ball of fire. High Commander Vex was thrown to the floor of his bridge. Alarms were ringing everywhere. What happened? He shouted. The humans crashed their ship into ours on purpose, Sub-Commander Cole said with shock in his voice. They killed themselves to hurt us. Vex could not believe it. No other species had ever done something like this. They always tried to save their own lives. But these humans seemed willing to die if it meant fighting back. The battle continued for 6 hours. Mars Station was destroyed and many human ships were blown up. But the humans kept fighting. When their weapons did not work, they used their ships as weapons. When their ships were damaged, they kept fighting anyway. Engineer. Haewon worked in the engine room of the Harmony while the battle raged outside. Pieces of alien metal from destroyed ships were floating in space. She used a small robot to collect some of the metal. Captain Da-un, Haewon called on the radio. I am getting strange readings from the alien ship pieces. Their shield technology works differently than ours. Captain Da-un was busy fighting, but she listened. What do you mean? Their shields have a frequency, like a radio signal, Haewon explained. If we can figure out the frequency, maybe we can make our weapons work against them. After the battle, the humans had lost many ships and Mars Station was gone. But they had also destroyed 12 Valak ships. Most importantly, they had learned something about alien technology. High Commander Vex looked at the reports from the battle. He was confused and angry. They lost the battle, but they keep sending more ships. Why do they not surrender? Sub-Commander Cole showed him the human communications. They had intercepted, sir. They are not talking about surrender. They are talking about building more ships and better weapons. They want to fight more. This made no sense to Vex. Every other species had given up after losing their first battle. But humans seemed to get more angry and determined after each defeat. On Earth, President Sung Ho spoke to all the people of the world. We lost Mars Station and many good people today, but we learned that these aliens can be hurt. We will build better ships and stronger weapons. We will not give up. Dr. Ji Young worked day and night in her laboratory. She studied the alien metal that Engineer Haiwan had collected. I think I understand how their shields work, she told Admiral Kim. Give me 2 weeks, and I can build weapons that will hurt them. Captain Wu Jin was given command of building new ships. We will make ships that are faster and stronger, he promised. The next time we fight, we will be ready. High Commander Vex made a big mistake. He thought the battle at Mars had shown humans how weak they were. He expected them to surrender soon, but humans do not think like other species. When they get hurt, they do not give up. They get angry and fight harder. The Valix Empire was about to learn that attacking Earth was the worst mistake they had ever made. 6 months had passed since the battle at Mars Station. The Earth looked very different now. Every factory that used to make cars was now making weapons. Every place that used to make clothes was now making uniforms for soldiers. The whole planet had become one big war machine. President Sung Ho stood in the deep underground command center in Seoul. The walls were thick concrete and steel to protect from alien attacks. Around him, hundreds of people worked at computers and screens planning the war. Show me the production numbers, President Sung Ho said to his assistant. The big screen showed amazing numbers. Earth was now building 50 new spaceships every week. Before the war, humans built maybe 5 ships in a whole year. But now every person on Earth was working to build weapons and ships. Dr. Ji Young walked into the command center carrying a metal box. Inside the box was something that would change everything. She had been working without sleep for weeks to understand alien technology. Mr. President, I have good news, Dr. Ji Young said. Her eyes were red from lack of sleep, but she was smiling. We have figured out how their shields work, and we have made something better. She opened the box and showed him a small device that glowed with blue light. This is a shield disruptor. When our ships fire this at alien ships, their shields will stop working for 30 seconds. That is enough time to destroy them. President Sung Ho looked at the device with wonder. How many can we make? We can make 1,000 every day, Dr. Ji Young said. In 2 weeks, every human ship will have this weapon. But the shield disruptor was not the only new weapon. Human engineers had taken the alien plasma cannons and made them much stronger. They had built new ships that were faster than anything the Valix had ever seen. Most importantly, they had built ships that could travel very far without stopping. Captain Wu Jin stood in the construction yard where the new ships were being built. The biggest ship was called the Vengeance. It was twice as big as any ship humans had built before, and it carried weapons that could destroy entire alien fleets. Admiral Kim, the Vengeance is ready for its first test, Captain Wu Jin reported. Admiral Kim came to see the new ship. When he saw it, his eyes grew wide. The Vengeance looked like a metal monster with guns pointing in every direction. It was painted black with red stripes, and it looked very scary. This ship is not just for defense, Admiral Kim said quietly. This is for attack. Far away in space, High Commander Vex was getting reports that worried him. His spies had been watching Earth, and what they saw made no sense. Sir, the humans are building ships faster than we thought possible, Sub-Commander Cole reported. Our scouts count over 2,000 new human ships. Vex shook his head. That cannot be right. No species can build ships that fast. But it was right. Humans had done something the Valix had never seen before. They had turned their entire planet into a weapon factory. Every human was working for the war. Children who were too young to fight were making bullets in factories. Old people who could not be soldiers were building parts for spaceships. Commander Hyunwoo was now in charge of training the new ship crews. He had thousands of young humans who wanted to be soldiers. They were all angry about what happened at Mars Station, and they wanted to fight back. Listen carefully, Commander Hyunwoo told a group of new pilots. The aliens think we are weak because we lost the first battle. They think we will give up like other species did. But we are not like other species. We do not give up. We get stronger. The new pilots nodded. They had all lost friends or family when Mars Station was destroyed. They wanted revenge. Engineer. Haewon had built something very special in the engine room of the Vengeance. It was called a quantum drive, and it could make ships travel much faster than alien ships. This meant human ships could attack alien planets before the aliens knew. They were coming. Captain Wu Jin, with this new engine we can reach their home planets in 3 days, Haewon explained. They will never expect us to attack them so far from Earth. Captain Wu Jin smiled. For 6 months the aliens had been attacking human colonies and destroying human ships. Now it was time for humans to attack back. The most important change was in how humans thought about the war. At first they had been trying to defend Earth. Now they were planning to destroy the entire Valix Empire. We are not fighting to survive anymore, President Sung-ho told his war council. We are fighting to win completely. We will not stop until every alien ship is destroyed and their empire is gone. High Commander Vex received a message that made his hands shake. Human ships had been seen near 3 different Valix planets. They were not just defending their home anymore. They were coming to attack. This is impossible, Vex said to himself. No species has ever attacked us in our own territory. But humans were different. They had learned that the best way to protect Earth was to destroy anyone who threatened it. The sleeping giant was now awake, and it was very angry. The Valix Empire was about to face something they had never seen before. They were about to fight a species that did not just want to survive. They wanted to eliminate every threat to their home planet, no matter how far away it was. Admiral Kim stood on the bridge of the Vengeance, looking at the star map in front of him. Red dots showed where Valix planets were located. Blue dots showed where human attack fleets were moving. There were 37 blue dots, each one heading toward a different alien world. Captain Yansu, are all fleets in position? Admiral Kim asked. Captain Yansu checked her computer screen. Yes, sir. Every human fleet is ready to attack at the same time. The aliens will not know what hit them. This was the day humans had been planning for 6 months. They were not just going to defend Earth anymore. They were going to destroy the entire Valix Empire in one big attack. Commander Hyunwoo was leading Fleet 7 toward a planet called Valix Prime. This was where the alien military headquarters was located. His fleet had 200 ships, all equipped with the new shield disruptors and plasma cannons. Remember what happened at Mars Station? Commander Hyunwoo told his pilots over the radio. Remember Captain Taemin and all the people who died? Today we make the aliens pay for what they did. On Valix Prime, High Commander Vex was in his command center when the alarm started ringing. His officers were running around and shouting. Something terrible was happening. Sir, we have human ships attacking 17 of our planets at the same time, Sub-Commander Cole reported. His voice was shaking with fear. Vex could not believe what he was hearing. That is impossible. Humans do not have enough ships to attack so many places. But it was true. Human fleets were appearing all over the Valix Empire. They came out of hyperspace shooting. Their new weapons went right through alien shields like they were not there. The first attack was at a planet called Mordax. The Valix had a big military base there with 100 ships. Captain Dayun led the human attack with 50 ships. Fire shield disruptors, Captain Dayun ordered. Blue energy beams shot from the human ships. When they hit the alien ships, their shields disappeared. Then the human plasma cannons fired, and alien ships exploded one after another. The battle lasted only 20 minutes. All 100 alien ships were destroyed. The human ships had no damage at all. But the attacks were having another effect that the humans had hoped for. On planets that the Valix had conquered long ago, the people were watching human ships destroy their alien masters. They decided to fight back too. On a planet called Xerion, the people had been slaves for 20 years. When they saw human ships attacking the Valix base, they grabbed weapons and started fighting the alien soldiers in their cities. The humans are showing us how to fight, said Kelvar, a Zarian rebel leader. If they can beat the Valaks, so can we. All across the Valaks Empire, conquered species were starting rebellions. Planets that had been quiet for decades were now fighting their alien rulers. The Valaks found themselves fighting wars on dozens of worlds at the same time. High Commander Vex watched his empire falling apart on the big screen in his command center. Red warning lights were flashing everywhere. Half of his planets were under attack. How did this happen so fast? Vex asked Sub-Commander Cole. Sir, the humans planned this perfectly, Cole answered. They attacked all our important planets at the same time. We cannot send help to any of them because we are fighting everywhere. The worst news came from the outer planets. 3 Valaks worlds had refused to surrender to the human attacks. The humans had used their most powerful weapons and destroyed the entire planets. Everyone on those worlds was dead. They are not taking prisoners, Sub-Commander Cole reported to Vex. When planets refuse to surrender, the humans destroy everything. This was something new and terrifying. The Valaks had always given conquered species a choice, surrender or die. But when species surrendered, the Valaks let them live as slaves. Humans were different. They gave the same choice, but when aliens refused to surrender, humans really did kill everyone. Dr. Ji Young watched the battle reports from Earth. Her new weapons were working perfectly. Alien ships that had seemed impossible to destroy were now being destroyed by the hundreds. President Sung Ho, our fleets have destroyed over half of the Valaks military, she reported. Their empire is collapsing. President Sung Ho nodded, but he did not look happy. Good. But we do not stop until every alien ship is destroyed. We cannot let any of them escape to threaten Earth again. Commander Hyunwoo's fleet reached Valaks Prime. The planet was protected by 300 alien ships, the biggest fleet the Valaks had ever assembled. It should have been impossible for humans to win this battle. But the human ships had better weapons now. They also had something the aliens did not understand. They were fighting to protect their families and their home planet. The aliens were just following orders. All ships attack formation, Commander Hyunwoo ordered. We end this today. The battle for Valaks Prime began. Human ships moved faster than alien ships. Human weapons went through alien shields. Most importantly, when human ships were damaged, the pilots kept fighting until their ships exploded. High Commander Vex watched from his command center as human ships destroyed his fleet. He finally understood what was happening. The Valaks Empire had made a terrible mistake. They had attacked a species that would never stop fighting until their enemies were completely destroyed. The hunters had become the hunted, and the humans were much better predators than the Valaks had ever been. The forest floor trembled under massive claws. Yellow eyes watched from the shadows as the giant bear wolf circled its prey. This creature stood 12 feet tall, with muscles rippling under dark fur. Its teeth were as long as human fingers, and its claws could tear through tree trunks like paper. The deer herd scattered in panic. They ran in all directions, but the beast was too fast. It caught 3 deer in seconds, crushing them with powerful jaws. Blood dripped from its mouth as it ate. Nothing in the forest could challenge this monster anymore. Marcus watched from his hiding spot in a tall tree. His hands shook as he held his binoculars. He had been tracking normal wolves for his research when he first saw this thing 2 weeks ago. Now he couldn't leave. Something about this creature pulled him back every day. The beast finished eating and sniffed the air. Marcus held his breath. Those yellow eyes turned toward his tree, staring right at him. His heart pounded so hard he thought it might explode. But then the creature turned away and disappeared into the thick forest. Back at the research station, nobody believed Marcus. His colleague Sarah laughed when he described what he saw. A 12-foot bear wolf? Come on, Marcus, you've been in the woods too long. But Marcus knew what he saw. He spent nights drawing pictures of the creature, trying to capture its terrible beauty. The way it moved was both graceful and horrifying. It didn't just hunt for food. It seemed to enjoy the fear it caused. The next morning, Sarah was gone. Her tent was ripped to shreds. Giant paw prints led away from camp. Now everyone believed Marcus, but it was too late. They packed their equipment and prepared to leave, but their truck wouldn't start. The engine had been torn apart during the night. They were trapped. 5 researchers with no weapons except small knives and flare guns. The forest that had been their workplace now felt like a prison. Every shadow could hide death. Every sound made them jump. That night they built a large fire and stayed close together. Tom, the oldest researcher, told them to stay calm. "Predators usually avoid fire," he said. But his voice shook when he spoke. The attack came at midnight. The creature burst through their camp like a hurricane. It grabbed Tom first, dragging him into the darkness. His screams echoed through the trees, then suddenly stopped. The others ran in different directions, abandoning the fire. Marcus found himself alone, running through the black forest. Branches tore at his clothes and face. He could hear the beast behind him, crashing through the undergrowth. Its breathing sounded like a steam engine. He stumbled and fell into a small cave. Pressing himself against the back wall, he tried to become invisible. The creature's head appeared at the cave entrance. Those yellow eyes glowed in the darkness. It was too big to fit inside, but its long arm reached for him. Marcus pressed something in his pocket, his emergency flare. He lit it and threw it at the creature's face. The beast roared and pulled back, temporarily blinded by the bright light. Marcus ran deeper into the cave, finding a narrow tunnel that led somewhere else. He crawled through darkness for hours. His knees bled from sharp rocks. Finally, he saw daylight and emerged near a river, miles from their camp. A rescue helicopter spotted him 2 days later, half dead from exhaustion. The authorities sent armed teams to search for the others. They found remains but no survivors. They also found tracks and fur samples that didn't match any known animal. Scientists argued about what it could be. Some said it was a mutated bear. Others suggested it was something ancient that had survived in the deep forest. Marcus never returned to the woods. He quit his job and moved to the city, but sometimes at night, he still dreamed about those yellow eyes. He knew the truth, that others refused to accept. Nature had created something new, something that didn't follow the old rules. In the forest, the creature continued to grow stronger. It learned from each hunt, becoming smarter and more dangerous. Other predators fled its territory or died trying to fight it. Even the wolves, once kings of the forest, now hid in fear. Hunters came looking for glory. They brought big guns and trained dogs. The creature killed them all, leaving their bodies as warnings. It seemed to understand that humans were its only real threat, and it was learning how to fight them. Winter came and snow covered the forest. The creature's tracks appeared near small towns. Pets disappeared. Then children started vanishing from their yards. People locked their doors and windows, but locks meant nothing to claws that could tear through walls. The bear wolf had become more than just an animal. It was evolution's newest experiment, a perfect killing machine that combined strength, speed, and growing intelligence. The forest belonged to it now, and soon it would want more territory. In the depths of winter, pregnant females appeared. The creature wasn't alone anymore. A new species was being born, and humans were no longer at the top of the food chain.